Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, the Dreamfinder, here to set off on another grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom.
The Disneyland Limited, now leaving for a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. All passengers board.
Star Tours announces the boarding of the Endor Express. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the door.
Please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train and remain seated at all times. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
I am Sam, the American Eagle, and I am proud to introduce the Grand Circle Tour podcast, a celebration of Disney parks, but mostly the American ones. I really like these guys.
Good afternoon and welcome aboard Grand Circle Tour passengers, and welcome to another episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. My name is Dan Hansen, and I will be your conductor today as we take you on a Grand Circle Tour around all things Disney. Today on the show, I have my two favorite co-hosts, and we have Mindy. Mindy, how's it going?
I am unbelievable. It's good to be back on the show and excited to do this episode.
We have a lot of catching up to do, Mindy, on this
I
episode.
know. I'm so excited.
Awesome. And I also have my least favorite co-host. No, I'm joking, George. My other favorite co-host, George. George, how's it going?
I'm doing good, and I tell you what, this trip was awesome. It just, honestly, it feels like right now I just walked out of Trader Sam's.
Well, maybe that's because you had 4 shots of vodka.
It probably has something to do with it.
Maybe a little bit.
So, guys, I figured, well, first of all, does anyone have a waltz up? We didn't even talk about it. Passengers, we usually talk about this beforehand, but this is kind of an impromptu. Does anyone have a waltz up?
I do. I have one.
All right.
I actually just came not too long ago from seeing Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Oh, nice.
Which I will have a movie review on my YouTube channel, Disney Family Man 23. When it does come out, definitely check it out. But not to get fully into it, but I think it was a decent sequel.
Was it as funny as the show we watched, the preview?
Yeah, it actually had a lot of funny moments. Not like the whole movie was comical, but it did have sporadic moments of comedy.
Good. I'm excited to see it.
I think I said this on a past episode, but I still have not seen the first one, so I will not be seeing the second one until I see the first one. So,
yeah.
Mindy, what about you? Do you have any waltz up?
I do. Okay, so when we got back from Disney World, which was amazing, I was supposed to, 3 days later, jump in a car and head to Disneyland for 4 days. But unfortunately, I have neck surgery tomorrow, so I had to move some things around and change my schedule. But we did officially get it booked. We've got our hotel room booked, and we will be going back in December for a 5-day trip to Disney World. I'm getting my annual pass back. It's so stinking. It's been a long time, I know. So we're excited.
When was the last time you had an annual pass?
It's been a year because we let it expire from just like everybody else, not wanting to jump on the crazy Galaxy's Edge phenomenon that went on, and it bit them in the butt. But that's a whole other podcast show. So we let it. That's the first time we've had annual passes for about 15 years, and yeah, so it's good to. It feels weird not to have one, but it's going to be great to have it back. Very cool.
Very cool. I'll do a quick waltz up. About a couple hours ago, I was looking at my DVC points, and I haven't since the baby has come. I haven't been able to take a trip in the last. I'd say, year? It's been a year since I've been there. Wow, that's crazy to even think that. And my points are quickly stacking on top of each other. So we figured out that by April, we have to use 27 points. So you know what that means? That means I have to book a trip. Yep.
You have to.
I have to. I'm not going to just waste money.
Yeah. I mean, like I mean, it's so torturous, but I mean, you have to.
It's like someone's twisting my arm and forcing us to go. But actually, I'm thinking about going to either the Hilton Head or the Vero Beach Resort. I may do something like that. Jackie and my wife and I might do a long weekend or something like that. So we'll see. All right. So I figured, since I was hosting this episode and I have Mindy and George, who are fresh off their trip, that we do a little trip report of the big trip that we planned on this show. We had a couple of planning episodes on the show, and Jason was on a couple weeks ago and talked about the dessert party, but we didn't really talk about the trip itself. So I figured this would be a good time for Mindy and George to just give us a quick updates, maybe give us some, I don't know, new things that you guys saw or new restaurants you may have tried and things like that. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So let's start with a couple questions, and you guys can just take over whenever you want. But what was your itinerary? What'd you guys do first?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you want to take this, George?
Yeah, I'll take it. So we all arrived on September 30th, but we all arrived at different times. I was actually already in Florida, staying at a family member's house, and Jay went to go meet Mindy and his mom at the airport, for which I had just missed Jay. As he was leaving, I was coming in, and he said, I feel bad, you're staying there at, waiting for us. And I said, don't worry about it. I said, I'll just have them hold my luggage. I'm going to go to the park. So I did a little park hopper.
Oh, nice.
Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Well, because you have that fancy pass now that you can just do things like that, George.
Yes, definitely. So I was in Hollywood Studios, about to ride, excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, man.
About to ride Slinky Dog Dash when I got a message from Jay saying that everyone's picked up. They're heading back to the hotel. I said, I'm finishing up on Slinky Dog, and I'll meet you guys over there. So I headed back. I was sitting on a bench, and I look over to my right, and I said, oh, that guy kind of looks familiar. It looks like I know this person. Well, here, it was Jay.
Really?
So he's about to message me, and he literally bypasses me sitting on the bench because he was looking down at his phone.
Oh,
and I went, hey, you. And he looks up, and we exchange hugs. He takes me over to the car that they rented, and then that's where Mindy came out. We exchanged hugs and everything, and then I got introduced to his mom and everything, and we took everything to the room, and then we decided to head to the Polynesian for Trader Sam's because we had that planned for Disneyland back in August, but plans changed with everyone, and so we thought, we'll definitely make a date out of it for to go to Trader Sam's. So we walked around the Poly. We went into Trader Sam's. I had 2 drinks. Just like how I had now, but I had double. And they got to see a side of me that they didn't get to see. We all went out of Trader Sam's. I pretty much about stumbled out. So
no, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Can I interrupt, George? I've been holding on to something for a couple weeks here.
Okay.
You guys promised that you were going to FaceTime me from Trader Sam's, and I never got a call.
Oh, see, I missed that. Conversation. But I will say, Trader Sam's is a blast. It's a place where if you haven't been, it's really interactive. Like, if you order a drink with alcohol, which I don't drink, but if you drink, it's fun. They have non-alcoholic drinks there too. It's a really blast place to be able to go, and it's really tiny. It's probably the size of my living room.
Right.
It's really small. It's got to be like 1,000 square feet, if that, of floor space. It's pretty small. And there's little tables around, but when you order stuff, like the waiters, the cast members are really interactive with you, and the guests really get into it, and the show, it's a show. It comes alive, and it's a lot of fun, whatever you order. And I had ordered a drink. It was like what did I order? The Jungle Skipper something. It was just a fruit drink. It wasn't anything. And
I was the one that I had them spike it.
yeah, he got a spiked one. It's a lot of fun. And we went around to all the different, well, we didn't go around, but they go around to all the different like walls and you can interact with them. So it's a really fun place. If you haven't ever been to Trader Sam's, I'd highly recommend it. And then after that, what did we do after that, George? We went outside.
We walked around like the beach area.
Yeah. And Jason ordered some drinks, him and his mom. They just laughed. We were having so much fun. It took us a while to get a table. And once we got the table, we just had a blast. We were there for about an hour and a half. And then we went outside and just walked around in the sand and sat on the bench, the swing outside. And it's just a gorgeous place. And we went window shopping in the store while we were waiting. And
that's right. Yes.
that was the first night. It was a lot of fun. We were really excited for our trip.
Sounds awesome. By the way, I should have started this, but I was extremely jealous of you guys. If you guys you didn't see every single post that you put on Facebook where I just wrote jealous every single time. I'm very happy you all got to, hang out and have a great time, but it's very hard for me to hear how much fun you guys had, to be honest. So the next day you guys did what? You went to Epcot, right? That first day, if I remember correctly, from the pictures?
Yeah, we went to Epcot and we had tickets. So me, Jason, and his mom got tickets that start. It was the special, and it was a really great deal. I got the 4-day knowing I was going to go to Animal Kingdom, and Jason and his mom got a 3-day. But the ticket is basically an all-day pass, but it starts at noon. So you couldn't get until noon and then stay till close, which worked out perfect because I'm on Arizona time, and it worked out great.
Mindy, it's funny because I consider myself a Disney expert, but I've never heard of these tickets.
It's new. Yeah, it was through Disney. It was a special. Wow. I know Jason did a post about them. There was this they were trying to get people in the parks apparently.
Wow.
So it was a new fall special that they had, and it saved me almost $200 off my ticket for a 4-day pass. It was a smoking deal.
So it was 4 days, but you couldn't go in the park before noon. That's how it works?
Right, exactly. Wow. So it was great. We ended up going to breakfast at Perkins that morning and had a great time and just talked, got some coffee. Everybody had coffee, and just had a good time. And by that time, it was time to go to the parks, and we went over to Epcot and started our day of fun so I have a DAS card. It's something that I use for my headaches. I have chronic migraines, and I was able to get a DAS card, which means Disability Access Service. So if I'm having an attack, I can wait somewhere else other than the line, and you can have up to 6 people on it. So there were 4 of us in total, and I was able to put our friends on there, and we went on Spaceship Earth first at Epcot, and then we worked our way backwards through the pavilion, or going through the World Showcase, and we ate our heart out because it was Food and Wine Festival.
Oh yeah, nice.
So we started in Mexico. We started in Mexico and worked our way around, and it literally took us 4 hours to go halfway, and we made it to Via Napoli, and we went for pizza and went in and we ended up getting, it was perfect. Because we weren't starving, but we had been eating this whole time, working our way through and going to all the kiosks for the food and wine. And we got to Via Napoli, and we ordered a chicken Alfredo. And it was such a big plate that we all shared it, and it was perfect.
Cool.
And I was getting kind of sick because it was really hot that day.
Yeah.
So I got a little dehydrated in that sense, and I probably should have been drinking more water. I would highly recommend you get a water bottle.
Yeah, because you didn't bring the water bottle.
I did not bring my water bottle that day. And I didn't have a backpack. I just had an over-the-shoulder, my Dooney and Burke purse. And this water bottle I have, it's a water bottle, but it's made of metal, and it doesn't let your ice melt. Like, it literally lasts all day if you put ice in it. And I didn't bring it this day, so I was getting pretty sick. But sitting down helped, and then we finished the day out and went the rest of the way around. And let's see, we were going to wait for the new show, because that was the first night of the new, it's not Illuminations anymore, it was the new Epcot show that very first night, and there were
Epcot
so
Forever.
many people. Epcot Forever.
Yeah, and
we rode the gondolas.
Night, right?
Yep, we got to ride the gondolas that had only been open for 4 days at that point.
Yeah, that was the point where I finally FaceTimed you guys, because I realized you just had forgotten about me completely. So
I don't think we forgot about you.
I'm only joking. But yes, that's what you guys were waiting for, the Epcot Forever.
Wait, let's kind of rewind a bit. Jay and Mindy didn't forget about you. See, I did it on purpose out of spite.
Well, actually, when I FaceTimed Jay was like, "Hey, here's George," and George was like, "Who is this guy? I don't even know who this guy is."
I honestly didn't know who he was talking to. I thought maybe he was talking to Chris or somebody else, but he was like, "Oh, look who I'm talking to." And it took me a second to register. Oh, it's Dan.
So how was Epcot Forever? What'd you guys think?
Well, we got you from the front row seat of the back seat of the car.
Oh, so you didn't actually see all that.
We had a perfect spot. We got George and I. So they rented a scooter. His mom and Jason rented a scooter, and it kept dying. It was really, really frustrating. So they were looking for somewhere to plug it in. And George and I had sat down over by the water taxi that takes you across the water.
Yep.
We literally had a great spot right on a wall. It was perfect. And we could have seen everything, but at that point we were just exhausted, and Jason's like, "Oh, we're still here." We're like, "Okay, well, tell you what, it's going to be 2 hours if we wait for this show to get over. I'm not that into it." So we got up, found a nice couple. We're like, "Here's you a good seat." And we got up and left and let them sit in this perfect spot, and went back to our hotel, because it would have been hours before we got out. And it was it was a long day. Yeah. And we had already had so much fun.
And it was hot. It
was really hot that day. It was like sickening hot.
Wow. All right.
So that was our first day. It was a lot of fun.
It takes a lot out of you walking around the world.
Around the world.
Those are my favorite days in the world, though. My favorite days is walking around the World Showcase. Definitely. So next day, you guys did what? Magic Kingdom?
We did Magic Kingdom, yes.
And how was that?
Yeah, we, again, they couldn't get in till noon on, so we waited. We drove to the Magic Kingdom parking lot, which is massive. It's huge. And I haven't been to the Magic Kingdom parking lot in 19 years.
Wow.
Back in 2000. And actually the same thing where we walked to the Transportation and Ticket Center, which again, haven't been there in 19 years. And we caught the monorail over. And I thought it was really cool to actually take the monorail over from the Transportation and Ticket Center. But I haven't done it in so long, and I just love getting those angles, the perspective in the monorail. And as you're approaching, you can see Cinderella's castle, and you can almost a 180 degree. You can see Space Mountain, just approaching closer and closer. And then we got to the park and did a lot of photos. For Mindy and myself and Jay, we did a lot of selfies. And then we went to Tomorrowland, which we got on People Mover, because you can't pass up the People Mover. And I said before, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or if it was my YouTube channel, but the People Mover and the Carousel of Progress are the two. I think I did say it on the podcast. I think it was last week that I almost throws my day off if I don't go on the People Mover.
Right.
Progress. For which, after the People Mover, we did go on the Carousel of Progress. And then we went on Space Mountain. Yeah, we did those 3 attractions in Tomorrowland. And of course, using the gas card and everything. Waiting in line And then we did a little window shopping in the gift shop of Space Mountain, and Jay purchased a Magic Band. And then we had reservations for the Skipper Canteen.
Okay.
So we went over to Adventureland, and it was actually, I believe it was our first time in the Skipper Canteen. That was my first time. Was that yours, Mindy, as well?
Yeah, it was so good. I loved that place. I did a lot of video vlogging.
Yeah, it had a lot of good food.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
It was, and you wouldn't really think. I mean, something that simple, but the food was phenomenal.
It's something. The thing is, like, when you think Walt Disney World, a lot of people have this preconceived notion that it's just hamburgers, hot dogs, and fried chicken. You know, but this place had a really unique palette. Like, you'd have to go in there, and there's nothing like comfort foods. There's really not. The kids' foods there were. I ordered a lot of kids' meals, but it's made for an exotic palate, and there's all seafood there. Just really great foods, and they make them so delicious. It was a great atmosphere. Our cast member waiter was hilarious. It's kind of like you going on the Jungle Cruise, but you're in a restaurant, so they crack jokes while you're eating.
Right.
And this restaurant's set up as a place for the skippers to be able to come and have a break. So they're even dressed like jungle skippers. So it was perfect for Jason. He loved that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jay must have felt
He was in his element. He was like cloud nine. He's just like, I'm good. This can't be topped. He was just as cute as could be.
In the restaurant, like, you could literally get up off your table, walk around, and just look at details of the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, it's a place that I've never, of course I'm going to get there eventually, but after your reviews that I saw on Facebook that you guys all wrote, that has jumped right up on my list, and I will be going there next time. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I highly recommend it, definitely.
Cool.
And then after we ate at the Skipper Canteen, we had, I believe we had fast passes for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. The scooter again was dying out like it did over at Epcot. So Jay and his mom decided to take a ride on the Haunted Mansion, and then he was going to take her back. Again, it was really hot that day, and I guess just the heat. And he said that, we'll meet up later and everything. So Mindy and I stayed at the park. We went on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We did, I'm trying to remember, Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is always a nice little 15-20 minute breeze of air conditioned, before going out into the heat.
Yep.
And we also did Peter Pan's Flight, which is any opportune time to do Peter Pan's Flight because the lines are atrocious at both coasts.
Yep.
So if you can get the opportunity.
So did you have a fast pass, or did you wait online?
We did. I don't know if we had a fast pass or if we used the DAS card for that.
Oh, okay.
I think we used the DAS card for that because we had a fast pass for the 7 Dwarfs.
Cool.
And then, Mindy, am I missing any? Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean we did too.
Oh yeah, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then after Pirates, then Mindy and I got to churros.
Ew, gross churros.
Wah, wah, wah. They're just heat lamped. They're not even fresh baked. They're so I hate it. It was not good. It was okay. It was a churro. That was great. I'm glad I had one. I searched and searched and searched for the stinking churro carts, and they just don't exist at Magic Kingdom. They're very hard to find, and we found one.
One in Frontierland.
In Frontierland, we found one, and I was like, okay, I'm buying churros. So I bought us both churros, and it was the most unclimactic churro I've ever had.
It's funny because as soon as you guys said we couldn't find it, I'm thinking to myself, there's one in Frontierland. It's probably the only one.
Pretty much.
Going back a little bit to Pirates of the Caribbean, after being at Disneyland for 12 days and riding that version of Pirates, I couldn't believe how short.
Wah, wah, wah.
I mean,
it's
I never really...
lame.
How short is it, though, time-wise?
Short.
Is it really?
It is.
It's
you don't know.
So short.
You actually go on Disneyland's.
Right.
Especially as many times as I did. Because going on it now, I'm thinking it's missing half of the ride.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the one at Disneyland, you enter and you've got the whole bayou part that you float through before you go down. And then you go through the skeleton scene and you drop again. So it's a constant moving thing. But then at the end, that last scene, you go up the waterfall, go back around the bayou. So Disneyland's is probably 8 minutes longer, if not 5 to 8 minutes longer than the one at Disney World at Magic Kingdom. And it is very, very short.
Yeah. So after we ate our cardboard sticks with sugar on it.
There's cardboard. That's a great analogy.
We headed back around to, we went through Liberty Square. And on the side, right as you're ending Liberty Square, we were trying to find a spot for the fireworks, Happily Ever After. So rather than us try to maneuver through Main Street, because it was a mess, it was just so crowded, that we thought would go by Sleepy Hollow, where they have like the funnel cakes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We went over by the wall. We thought, this is going to be fine, you know.
It was a great location.
Yeah, it really is. And Mindy said, I really need to sit down.
Oh, this is funny. This is comical. This is where our trip got hilarious. Yeah, was this not the funniest thing of the night?
Epic. This was epic. We changed the night of Disney.
We did. We changed Disney for the being. For my one decision of I'm tired and I want to sit down.
I have to sit down. She says, I'm about to go over. And right where Sleepy Hollow is, they have these tables with benches, but the not benches.
They're like little wooden stools.
Like little stools.
Maybe 2 feet tall. They're really tiny.
Yeah, I know what they are.
They're not connected to the table. So she said, I'm going to go over. I'm going to grab one.
Wait, so what?
She goes over and grabs one of the stools from Sleepy Hollow.
Right.
The table.
And I took it over to the wall where we were sitting. So I just grabbed him one and I sat on these little stools. I was like, done. It's a great idea.
She said, hold on, I'll be right back. So she goes over and she brings me one. She's like, boom, there we go. We both got one. So this woman in front of us turns around. She says, no, we've been standing here for almost 3 hours. Why didn't I think of that? But she didn't do nothing about it. So we're sitting there, it's getting darker, and the lights are starting to come on and everything. So then this other family comes with a stroller and 2 kids. And they're looking at us, they're glancing at us, like looking, didn't say anything. So then the woman goes over.
Yeah, she says, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, she said, they got stools, they're sitting. So she goes over and grabs 2 for her 2 kids. Then her husband goes over and grabs one for himself. Then this group of girls, I said, Mindy, I swear, you just started a conversation.
Yeah, it was bad.
I swear, if they grab these stools, and I'll be darned that these
they don't come kick us off.
There was like 6 of them. They went and they grabbed stools, and then more people were, and Mindy has the pictures to prove it. Everyone is
true. It's true.
On like a tribe, and there were no seats.
There were no stools left over at the tables. There was like 40 stools in this sea of people. Everybody was sitting on these little stools.
Sure.
I was like, look what I started.
And then a cast member comes with his little flashlight, and he's looking. I thought, we're busted. Everyone's gonna rat us out. And he's looking around, and he had this look on his face. Oh, I can't say nothing now. There's too many people. It'll start.
It's too many of them. If it was only the 2 of you, you would have said something.
Yeah.
So
It was really funny. We were just dying laughing at this whole comic, like watching this unfold of all these people spreading like wildfire. So I slowly got up and I went to the back and I did this panoramic picture. So I've got all these people sitting on all these little stool benches and I was just dying. It was so funny.
So one of my buddies, we went to Comic-Con and we did a show about it a couple weeks ago, but I went to Comic-Con a couple weeks ago and one of my buddies bought a camping stool. I don't know if you guys know what this is.
Yeah.
It's like folded up. It's the size of like a little umbrella. And he kept it in his backpack. And then when we were online, he just busted out the stool and he had a place to sit. And I immediately, when I got home, purchased one for exactly what you guys are doing for Disney. Yeah.
It's well needed.
Yeah.
So we ended up watching Happily Ever After. Unfortunately, the spot that we were in, it was blocked by a tree.
Oh, no.
Majority of the fireworks. You could kind of see through it. But we got a beautiful overlook of the projections on the castle. It was
amazing of the castle view. Like, there was nobody in front of us. We were just right up next to the little wall. Unobstructed view. The lagoon was there, the moat, and then the gorgeous castle with the projections on it was amazing.
And then after that, and I have to say this, and I don't mean to sound negative or knock anything down, but Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom after the fireworks compared to Disneyland, again, after being out there for 12 days, you could definitely see the comparison. It is mad chaos. After the fire, they have no cast members directing the traffic with their light sticks and everything. You don't get to a cast member until after the fact you were through the mob of people
right
traveling across Main Street. We literally had to hold on to each other while swerving around all people. And then by the time you actually get to a breathing part, about to enter into Tomorrowland, there are the people standing there with their sticks. And it's like, you guys need to be in the center.
Yeah. Oh, it's a disaster there. I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a minor thing, nothing. But I'm just in the comparison of Disneyland and Disney World, Disneyland got that, like, down pat. Like, they know the way to go after the fireworks. So
they've got crowd control down.
Yeah, definitely. So as we got through the crowds, we went into Tomorrowland and we had a late night dinner at Cosmic Ray's cafe. And I got the specialty burger for Mickey's 90th celebration, which had the bacon cheeseburger with mac and cheese and Cheeto dust on it. And it sounds gross, but honestly, it was really good. I actually enjoyed it.
Very cool.
And then you got, what did you get?
I got the mac and cheese, just the basic mac and cheese kids meal. I'm easy to please. But I did order it from Billie Eilish's brother Phineas lookalike.
Yes.
And the cast member who gave us our food, has anybody ever told you look like Phineas? He looks at me, he's like, no, but I'll check it out. I was like, you should, because you look just like him. And 3 people behind me, they were like, you do, you look exactly like him. It was really funny. And it was kind of an inside joke that we kept cracking to each other for the rest of the night. But his name was Phineas. Not literally, but I called him Phineas.
So then after that, it was the park was closing. We headed out. And then we decided that we had to get an Uber back. So we thought, rather than be around all the crowds and everything, that we walk to the Contemporary, because it's adjacent right to it and it's less crowded. So we walked to the Contemporary and caught an Uber back. And we chit-chatted with the Uber driver for a bit. And then that was our day and night at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, we got back pretty late. It was about midnight.
It was late. It was late that
We had so much fun, though. It was a blast.
So then the next day, you guys did, was it Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that morning, oh my gosh, what a freaking nightmare. I lost my phone. I left my phone in our Uber car.
Oh, no.
So we were like, we're right on time, and we got out and we started walking towards the gate, and I was like, my phone. So it was 11 minutes afterwards that I ended up getting a hold of the driver. It was quick. So I thought to myself, I was like, okay, I got George's phone right away, and I called Lyft. It was through Lyft, and no luck. And it says if you lose your phone, you have to message, and I did, and nothing. And I thought, and what had happened is he drove past us, and I called my driver. I was like, oh, okay, this is where we are. So when he came to pick us up, I ended up calling him. So I had his number saved in my phone, thank goodness. And
that's what actually saved.
Yeah, it saved us because I called Sprint, and I was like, I need you to tell me the last number that I dialed 8 minutes ago. Tell me what this phone number was. And I was able to write it down. I didn't have a pen, so I wrote it in my lipstick on a map and called. And he's like, oh, yeah. So I gave him $20 to drive my phone back to me and had it 18 minutes later. Thank goodness.
Wow.
Diverted that hell. But then we went to Animal Kingdom and just had a blast. I have been wanting to experience Pandora since it had opened, and I just hadn't seen it yet. The last time we had went, it was 2 weeks before it opened. So I really didn't get to see it. And George, my little tour guide, I didn't need a map. He just took me around and got to experience. I cried. I bawled. I was terrified at the same time. It was the most amazing attraction I've ever been on in my life.
Wow.
I tell people that I told George, I said, that is Star Tours meets Soarin' meets Stitch's Great Escape. Because it's just unbelievable. And I got off and I was like, we have to do that again. So we got out and literally went around and got another DAS card attraction return time and had to wait for about 35, 40 minutes and came back and did it again. So best attraction I've ever experienced. And then if we stayed, it was pretty late. Like Pandora was closing at 8 that day, and we rode on the Navi River attraction, which was so cool. I didn't think I was going to like it, but it was really good.
The YouTube videos don't do it justice.
None. No.
I mean, it's
not at all
something that we wouldn't wait 45 minutes to an hour. But I mean, it was almost practically a walk-on. It was like 5 minutes by the time we got there. And it was a nice ride. It really was. It was. We just walked right literally on. So then after that, it was dark, and it was really cool to see Pandora at night because it was a totally different experience. But we walked over, and I haven't done this attraction for 8 years. So it was the water show. What's it called? The nighttime spectacular show that's there. There were so many people waiting around for it that nobody was in line for Everest. Nobody. It was literally a walk-on. Wait, wow. I just have to stop you for 1 second before you finish. I have to say, one of the most, I can't even think of the word, epic moments of this trip was riding Everest. This woman right here. Because it was, I'll let you finish this. Okay, so I haven't been on this attraction for 8 years. Like, I just don't do big roller coasters. And the last time I went on it, I remember being much worse. So I was terrified, and George was like, just go, let's just go. So I went, and it's terrifying. I clawed his leg with my nails. When it goes backwards, I screamed, I laughed, I peed my pants. Not literally, but I was like, it was so fun. And we got off, and we're like, let's do it again. So there was no wait. There's no wait at all. So literally the people that were in front of us and behind us, we all just got off and followed each other back through the line again and got back on. And we did this again. It was so funny. And he was laughing so hard at me watching my face on this attraction. So that was the really attraction funny for me. It was literally watching her react.
Yeah. He thought it was pretty funny.
Perfect. I got a kick watching. Then you went live when you went on Kali River,
Oh yeah, we did. We went on Kali and I was live and that was a lot of fun.
I was hysterical. I was sitting there on my couch just laughing at you two because you guys were acting like little kids.
Yeah, I hate getting wet. You don't understand. I do not like getting soaked on it. Like, I don't like being wet on attractions. It's just my nemesis. I don't like it. So
but then you went on again, right? Didn't you go?
We did. We did. We went right back on. There's no wait for that. It was hot, but once the sun started going down, it was so tolerable and a lot better.
I would say Animal Kingdom, out of all the parks we went to, had the least amount of wait.
Yeah, for sure. I had a lot of fun at Animal Kingdom. It was a blast. And I got tired of carrying my purse and my water bottle and all these stuff I kept buying. So I ended up going into this gift shop and I'm like, George, I'm buying us a backpack. So I bought a backpack and it was life-changing. I'm like, I should have just brought my backpack. I knew I should have, but it's so much better. Just bring the backpack, people. Just bring the backpack.
I definitely recommend. Always bring a backpack. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And was that also the store where you find your pants?
Yeah, I bought these. They're leggings, and I could not pass them up. They have Disney snacks all over them, like churros and the cupcakes and pretzels and Mickey bars. They are so me. They're blue and have all the snacks, big O snacks, like 4-inch snacks all over these leggings. So I had to buy them. And then I watched this girl. She does like shopping. You know, they go through on vlog and say, look what this is in the store. Well, you know me and churros. There's a necklace that I had been searching for. And it's it's a gold necklace, but a little tiny churro on it. And it says here for the churros. And the churro has like a little white wrapper on it, but it's a little gold necklace. And I had to find this necklace, and it just happened to be in the last one at this store. And I picked it up. So I was really excited.
And we got to get a lot of nice stuff because especially with the annual pass.
Oh, yeah.
You get the discount.
George, my little annual pass saver over here.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun at Animal Kingdom. And then by that time we got back, it was like we stayed till it closed and got back again. It was almost midnight. And yeah.
And then the next day was your last day? Is that what it was?
Oh, so let's revert back. So this day, Jason and his mom didn't have tickets to Animal Kingdom, so they went to Cocoa Beach and enjoyed the beach there and did some shopping. You know, they did that, but they were gone pretty much all day and met us back right when we got back, right, George? They were there?
Yeah, I think we all kind of walked.
Kind of got back at the same time. Yeah.
Cool.
So then the next day was Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our last day. I mean, we didn't leave that day, but that was our last full vacation.
Right.
Yeah.
So with Hollywood Studios, I'm trying to go back. So Mindy and I left around noon when the tickets were valid. James,
yeah, because I had to go to the first aid station. So made my way over there just so I could get myself a shot and take care of myself because migraines were not being my friend that day. I was having a really hard time. And
you started feeling it a little bit the night before too.
Yeah, and these guys just took so good care of me, both of them, and I appreciate them. Brandon appreciates both of them just for being who they are and the friends that they are, took care of me and making sure I was okay, making sure I was drinking enough water. But I still get horrible migraine attacks, and I had to go give myself shots, and the nurse was helping me because I'm such a baby when it comes to needles. But then we went to my favorite attraction at the entire Hollywood Studios is the Walt Disney Presents. Like, I just soak it in there. I just be quiet, give my homage to Walt. He's my hero. I owe so much of my life to him. And I love that place. I love it. It's a piece that I don't feel anywhere else. I love it. In fact, I'll tell this Walt's up next week, but Brandon and I booked a trip to San Francisco, and we have our room done. I just got our airplane tickets for our anniversary, for our 21st wedding anniversary, and we're going to the Walt Disney Museum in San Francisco. And I've been wanting to see this for so long. It's this little attraction just times 20, you know. It's just, this is a tiny little museum of Walt. And I love it. I love the peace that you feel in there, and seeing his desk and his office and all the things that Walt had touched in his life. And I just really appreciate that place.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then after Walt Disney Presents, well, we saw the 12-minute clippings of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which actually made me want to see the movie even more, because I still was going to see the movie, but I thought, I wonder if it's going to live up to the first one and everything. And it definitely made me want to see it. We headed over to the animation courtyard. For Mindy said, "Do you want to see The Voyage of the Little Mermaid?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" I said, I haven't seen that in 13 years. Been 13.
So I drug him in there.
Yes.
It was starting in 5 minutes. I'm like, let's go.
And it was much better than what I remembered.
Meh.
We sat in the
Meh.
we sat in the back, and we just got. I don't ever remember them spraying water, but we got not
wet,
sick, but we got wet.
It was cold.
It was cold water.
Mm-hmm. She really sings one main song, and then it's like, Ariel, you're in trouble. Okay, Daddy, I love you. I will miss her. And then it's over.
Yeah. It's pretty much 3 songs. The one song that I wish that I thought that they would put in there, and I don't know why, is Kiss the Girl. I don't know why they put that song out. They did Under the Sea, Part of Your World, and Poor Unfortunate Souls, but not Kiss the Girl.
Yeah, and then it's over.
Yep, it's pretty much the whole entire movie in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But it was cool to see. Waste some time while we were waiting for Jason. He was packing, and like I said, I had to go to the first aid and take care of myself. And then I had gone back to first aid again later in the day because I was just not feeling good at all. And just took some time for myself. I did some shopping. But between then, we went to 50's Primetime Cafe, which I love. It's awesome. It's so me. It's all vintagey and just definitely up my alley. And we ordered a lot of food and had a blast. And thank you, George, for buying our lunch that day. We appreciate you. And then it was time to go on our VIP tour. So we had a VIP tour through Pixie Dusted Dreams Travel and Events, which Jennifer is amazing. Go to her site. If she ever does an event, you guys, you have to go. But she had 20 of us, and we did a VIP tour. So we had 2 tour guides. And where did we go first? Toy Story Land? Yeah.
Toy Story Land was the first one, yes.
And we literally walked on Slinky Dog Coaster, which was better than I expected it to be. And then what did we do after that? We went over to Galaxy's Edge.
We went to Galaxy's Edge, yes.
No, we did Toy Story Mania.
Oh, that's right.
Toy Story Mania.
Rolling Saucers, we skipped that one.
Yeah, and they walked us through the back, like literally the back inside of Disney. It was really cool.
Literally skipped all the lines.
All the lines. And then we went to Galaxy's Edge. And that was funny. Go to my Facebook page and scroll back to that day. It's all live. And I recorded us on the attraction. It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
George and Jen got to fly the Millennium Falcon, and Jason and Jen got to fly. George and I were the shooters, the gunners.
The gunners.
And
Mary
Wells with us. She was a repair person, whatever they're called.
Yeah, she was an engineer, and I forget who else was on with us.
I don't remember who else was on with us. Maybe was it other Mary? There's the other Mary. Yeah, both Marys. So it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. I don't know much about Star Wars, so I was calling them the flying things.
I will say, though, with Smuggler's Run, if given the opportunity to do it with a group as opposed to just by yourself, it is a completely different experience.
Is it?
It is so much better doing it with a group because you can yell at each other. You can, make jokes and everything. But
we were laughing the whole time. It was so funny. I'm like, you're crashing us. You're crashing us. I'm like, George, shoot, George, shoot. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
And to see George and Jen, or Jason and Jen, be able to live their childhood dream of flying the Millennium Falcon was just completely epic. So it was a highlight of the day.
Jason was real giddy, and Jen got emotional. Like it was her moment. Like she said, "I can't believe I'm actually going to fly this," and it was. Aside from Mindy's experience on Expedition Everest, and me still having the imprints in my leg to prove it, but
sorry, the bruises still to the day.
Smuggler's Run was awesome.
That's awesome. And then from there, you guys did the party. Is that what happened?
We went to Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
okay.
Rode that 3 times.
With Mark Silverman.
Which was amazing.
And we literally just was 3 times in a row. We just didn't even have to wait. And they even asked us, do you want to skip the queue? Do you want to skip? Like, we actually got to pick and choose whether or not we just wanted to just walk on or... But we did the queue anyway, just part of the...
Yeah.
So we did it twice. And sorry, I dug my fingers into George's legs twice on that. And then by that point, I was sick. I was not feeling good. So I went back to, can I just give a shout out to the people who work at the first aid stations? If you've never been, it's truly a little hospital. George had never been in one. And I took him in there, and he got to kind of see. We went to the one at Animal Kingdom because I was getting blisters.
Yeah.
I was getting blisters.
The first time I saw it, and it is like on the outside, it looks like the facade of wherever you're at, but when you actually walk in,
it's a mini hospital, it's literally a mini clinic. They've got in some of the rooms, there's literal bed tables, and it looks like a doctor's office in one of the rooms. And so I had to go over there, and she let me go in and just gave me my space. At this point, I did it myself, but she gave me my cleaning wipes and my antiseptic wipes and what I needed, and gave myself some shots so I could feel better. And I just needed to do some downtime. So I literally did some shopping on my own for about an hour. It's like, I just need some quiet time. So I walked up and down all the stores on Hollywood Boulevard and just got my kids some stuff while they were finishing up. I don't know what you guys did. What did you guys do while I was gone?
We walked over to the Backlot Express.
Oh, okay. That's right. You guys went and ate.
Dinner.
Everybody went and got dinner. And by the time I got there, everyone was giving me their leftovers, and it was plenty. I was like, I'm good. Thanks. So, and then after that, we left because it was about 8 o'clock, and we had to go back and get ready for the dessert party.
Cool. So Jay talked a little bit about the dessert party a couple weeks ago, but real quick, what was your experience?
Oh, my gosh. It was better than I could have thought. In my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay for 20, 30 minutes, and I'm going to go back because I have to catch a flight in the morning. I get up really early. I'm not going to get back till 3 in the morning. So I really had this intention that I was going to stay for 20 or 30 minutes that I had in my head. I don't know what I had envisioned. I was blown away. And let me tell you, we ended up making them, not last night, the night before. I was like, Brendan, we've got to make these waffle flambés. So I did. Liliana cooked them there at the dessert party, and she gave me the recipe. And I literally made copycats the night before last. And Brendan was like, okay, yeah, these are good. So you take waffles, And in a skillet, you put butter and you put brown sugar and a little bit of rum. And you cook the rum, obviously, you make it poof fire. And then you throw in your waffle, and it caramelizes it. It caramelizes your waffle, and it's hot and it's crispy. And you throw it in a bowl and put ice cream on top. Think of that. That's what it takes. That's all it is. It was the best dessert at the entire party.
Sounds delicious.
It was so good.
It was just an experience that especially for the theme of what it was, that I probably would never experience ever again. And just walking through, I did a few Facebook Live recordings.
Yeah,
and just walking through Hollywood Studios, it was completely dead. All the lights were on, everything, but just there was no people. You could probably hear a pin drop if it wasn't for the 20 of us talking and everything.
Right.
It was eerie to go through a park with nobody there.
Yeah. And then going down Sunset Boulevard past the tower, and it's almost pitch black when you get to where the exit is, where the gift shop is, and that's where they had everything set up, the tables, the desserts, everything. And it was, they had lights on, but it was dark. It was dark back in that area. It definitely fit the theming of it. And I was dressed in Tower of Terror attire. I had my Tower of Terror shirt and then my bellhop hat that Mindy bought me.
Very cool.
I had a dress for the occasion.
Very cool.
But the food was awesome. They had a whole spread for us. Like different meats and cheeses and fondue and desserts and
yeah.
Awesome.
Well, it sounds like it was an amazing trip, and I was hoping you would just, you would do the show and just be like, Dan, it was terrible. We hated every part of it, just so, I wouldn't be that jealous. But you guys just managed to make me even more jealous after hearing how amazing this trip was. But very happy for you guys, and seems amazing. So.
And I would definitely say, Dan, that if ever you have the opportunity, whenever Jen and Mary do come up with another event with Blessed Dreams Travel Events, I highly recommend that if you have the opportunity to do it, I'd say go for it, because it was something that I could honestly say that I never thought I was ever going to be able to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm in next time.
It was amazing, and the value was so worth it. I got my ticket, and I had gotten Jason's ticket so far ago, and George was able to pull some strings and get one too. And it was the best thing I could have ever spent money on. It was amazing.
Very cool.
I would totally do it again.
Cool. All right. Any last words about your trip?
I had so much fun. It was a blast. I can't wait to do that again with these guys and live it up at Disney World. But this time we have to go to Disneyland. You can come out to my park.
Go to the other coast. It's far for us, Mindy, Well, it's about that time. I see the station we are approaching the station around the corner. And with that said, I'd like to thank Mindy and George for an awesome show. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
The three Caballeros had a blast.
Next time, it has to be all the Caballeros, not just the three.
Yes, we got to add some Dan and Stan into the mix.
Yes, definitely. Have a good night, everyone. And Ken, take it away.
Bye.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule: make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.